viewers, Crichton Prime here again, coming at you from Crity TV on Icon. Welcome to my next overview for Beast Wars Transformers. For this episode, a new pair of mismatched Transformers have arrived in Coming of the Fuzors Part 1. Of course, starting off this episode, Dinobot is infiltrating the Predacon base because he, along with Waspinator, have discovered that the planet only has one moon now. And so that concludes that they're actually on Earth. Yeah, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, why else would there be Earth-based animals to scan, eh? Eh? I'm over it. It's fine, it's fine. But of course, both Waspinator and Dinobot had the same idea of stealing the two golden discs, the means of changing the future. But, yeah. Of course, Dinobot had this clever idea of tricking an auto gun by covering himself in mud and doing a sort of still act about getting closer when it wasn't looking. I like that. And then, yeah, again, him and Waspinator had the same idea. And Dinobot's like, you go first. And that meant he throws Waspinator right into the protective force field. He's zapped and then pulled apart by a giant magnet, shoved into a metal compressor and shoved right into a little cube. And yeah, he gets away. Dinobot gets away with the two golden discs before Black Arachnian can stop him. And Waspinator's having to drag himself off.
Oh, sure, don't mind Waspinator. Waspinator just lie here and suffer, drag himself to see our tank. Oh.
Meanwhile, with the Maximals, they've discovered a crash stasis pod, which sadly has a blank protoform, and it's essentially dead. So they can't wake him up. And Tigertron and Airraiser, after a little sentimental moment, they go off to travel on their own to search for other crash stasis pods, in the off chance they find more allies. So that's the last we see of them for a couple of episodes, sadly. And meanwhile, Rhinox, by the way, I failed to mention in the previous overview that he too got a transmetal figure. Yeah, of course, the fact that him and Dinobot were in their CR chambers at the time, I guess the transwarp wave couldn't affect them because they were safely concealed. It's a shame really, because we did get a transmetal figure. Anyway, Rhinox, he was after finding a sort of open window into the Matrix, has this sort of special astrostasis device thingy. But yeah, Ratchet says he's just said to go star hopping. But yeah, he's going to travel into the Matrix. There is a point to this, but I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah. But so far, they're without Optimus and Rhinox. Meanwhile, a couple of crash stasis pods in the desert that Megatron Inferno discovered earlier are having malfunctioned. A sort of morph the two passengers inside into an amalgamation of two animals each. So we're introduced to the cowboy enthusiast Quick Strike, one of my personal favourites, who's an amalgamation of a scorpion and a cobra, with the cobra head being on his tail, and the noble idiot Silverbolt, who's an amalgamation of a wolf and an eagle, with the eagle parts being in the wings and the talons at the front and the tail. Of course, it's not the first time that we've had a character named Silverbolt. In Generation 1, Silverbolt, the original Silverbolt, was a Concorde, a leader of the aerial bots. So, yeah, unlike Quick Strike, that's a reused name. Of course, Megatron convinces them both that they're Terracons, and Silverbolt's not really warming up to the thought of being a Predacon. Did I say Terracons? Yeah, sorry, Predacons. Sorry. I'm in the zone. Yeah, I was getting them because the activation code terrorize. Yeah, Silverbot doesn't like the word terrorize. So Megatron's welcoming the new Predacons as sort of welcome to the family kind of homage kind of thing. They're sort of looking at the camera like what? Later on, after a particular favourite scene of mine in which Dinobot's contemplating the 2 golden discs in Shakespearean monologue before he hides them, Cheetor runs into the Megatron Inferno and the 2 new Predacons, and he's sort of bringing them back to the base unintentionally. And Rattrap and Dinobot go to assist. After Dinobot heads back to base, hides one of the golden discs, and he's going full armory, that Dinobot. And after Tarantulas, meanwhile, is reawoken in his new transmetal body, still psychically linked with Black Arachnia, meaning he can control her. He leaves Black Arachnia behind and goes with Waspinator to rejoin Megatron and the others in a Western standoff against the three last Maximals. So, with Optimus gone and Rhinox star hopping, can the 3 Maximals hope to defeat the newly aligned Predacons? Hope you enjoy this episode when you see it, if you haven't already. Coming next, it's the beginning of the end for the Maximals without Optimus in Coming of the Fuzors Part 2.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yep.